What is up, YouTube? We are back out in the garage again, finally. Today's the day I'm going to start messing around with the motor because I am waiting on fork seals and brake shoes. Oh, I ended up getting a 21 mini drum too, so I don't know. Spokes are a little crustier on that. This 19's a lot more ready to go, so I think we're going to keep the 19 on here with those narrowed shaved trees. I need to start putting things on this bike so I can get rid of all of these boxes of miscellaneous parts and things. I got a ton of extra stuff because I'm building 2 Ironheads right now, even though the other one's on pause rather. But today, tackling the cam chest. So I'll get you guys turned around and we will start messing around with this thing. Alright, just to give myself a little bit more room and lighten up the bike a little bit, we're going to take these Mockup cylinders off of here. Stash these away in a safe place. And by that I mean the workbench over here before they all get... These still need to be cleaned before final assembly anyway. They still got machining oil on them from when they were honed, but I didn't know how long it was going to be sitting here. And I'd rather have the oil on there to protect them from rust. Now, here's the motor. We are pretty much laid out there. And this is what we're going to have to work with. I do have the motor all bolted in. Nothing's overly final torqued because I still need to get the oil pump in here. This is going to have to come out of the frame in order to do the oil pump. So we're going to shimmy this over to the edge of the table. In my infinite wisdom, I thought we were going to be ready to go. I have not cleaned up any of this stuff that I need to get back in this motor. So what we're going to do is take a quick field trip. Well, I'm going to take a quick field trip. Run over to the shop, throw all these in the parts washer, get all of this stuff cleaned up, just because I don't feel like getting super dirty putting this back together. So I'll bring this whole tray over, throw everything in buckets, clear everything out, degrease everything, bring it back, smelling like degreaser, stink up the car. Then we're going to yank this motor out of the frame and reassemble the oil pump, the speedo drive, all of the other tidbits that I did for... or needed to do before this goes back in for final assembly. Like I said, it's in, but nothing's actually finally locked down or Loctited in place. And then we'll go from there. So we'll be back in a little bit.
I signed my name on a dotted line and it was good, good, good. The cows got milked at supper time and it was good, good, good. The moon twinkled high in the southern sky and it was good, good, good. Now the honeymoon's over, it just up and died, but it was good, good, good. All the good times and the bad, the best times I ever had. The choice between happy and sad, all the good times and the bad, bad, bad. morning dust cooed on the power lines, and it was good, good, good. I was chewing on a straw, just passing my time, and it was good, good, good. She was way past good, she was really fine, and it was good, good, good. But she lost the grip on the hands of time, but it was good, good, good. All the good times and the bad, the best times I ever had. The choice between happy and sad, all the good times and the bad, bad, bad. Caught up in the moment we tied the knot, it was good, good, good. Well, she stuck like a donut in the bottom of my gut, and it was good, good, good. Half a dozen years it was heavenly bliss, and it was good, good, good. But I passed on her tears and a poison kiss, and it was good, good, good. All the good times and the bad, the best times I ever had. The choice between happy and sad, all the good times and the bad, bad, bad. Times and the bad, the best times I ever had. The choice between happy and sad, all the good times and the bad, bad, bad.
That was kind of a pain. I know I time-lapsed that. Thought he was out here with a friend, listening to music and preventing me from doing a video. So, oil pump is redone. I got little bits and clips on here for that. Now we're going to glue the gasket onto here. First on the gasket. Both sides. Oh, that oil pump took way longer than I wanted it to. If you've never done one, and if it's avoidable, try to avoid it. It's a pain. It's not terrible, but it's tedious. There's a bunch of little parts. Now we'll take our plate, we'll take our gasket. I'm not going to go too crazy on the pump itself. Just along the outside here. There we go. Now I'll drop the plate on. I got one bolt in here kind of holding everything loosely together. Like that. There's your pump. I'll throw a couple bolts in here for now. Just hold everything in place. I know these probably aren't the right orientation right now, but that's fine. Pump is redone. Ready to go back in the bike. Forgot about the actual engine gasket. to time this because I did lay the motor over just now at TDC, or 40-degree mark. And the pinion's still hooked up, so we're going to have to adjust this in a minute. Let me move some of these things. Just want to get this kind of close first. Okay, before I can bolt the oil pump fully down on these earlier ones, you do have to time the oil pump, which means if I come over here, in the timing hole, right here, hopefully you guys can see that red line I got on there. That's your 40-degree mark. So that's roughly where I need it. That's where you set your timing for timing the oil pump. So what I need to do now, since I do have the pinion and everything still on, I can pop this off. If you pull the gear, then you can readjust this part as needed. But we're going to time it based off of that mark. So right now what I'm looking at on the oil pump drive, let me move the crank just a hair. See that hole right here in this window? That hole is what you need to line up. And you want that lined up in the hole when we're at 40 degrees on the other side. So I know it's hard to move you guys around, but now I am not on my mark. So there, I'm lined up on my 40-degree mark right now. And we are about a tooth off on the oil pump engagement, which means I need to drop this back down. It's much easier to do this on the actual pinion side. Let's go forward a tooth. Try and get this to mesh up. Right there. Like that. And just try and get a couple of these oil pump bolts started. And we'll work these up and in a second. But now my breather gear is lined up. If I come over to this side, I got the hole in the window here. And red line on the timing mark, good over there. So now we can start snugging up these oil pump bolts. I will do these ones by hand. Torqued. So oil pump is now installed. Now that that's in, we'll come over to this side. Let's just verify that everything's still working proper. Make sure everything meshes the way it's supposed to. Then we'll double check our timing here. So breather's coming up to the hole. At one rotation. You gotta get to the next one. Right there. The timing mark is in the hole right there. So we're about a half a tooth off. And we're less than a tooth off. That's in the hole there. Timing mark is in the hole there. There's the hole. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it. There's the hole. There's the timing mark right there. Breather gear in the hole. Oil pump is back in. For those of you that noticed when I put the motor in the frame, obviously the first time it was just a mock-up, but I did see one person commented saying, how'd you get it in with the oil pump out? Well, it wasn't done. So went through. Sorry about the time lapse. I wanted to go into a little more detail, but there were friends over in the garage. Wasn't filming, didn't have a mic on. Listening to music, just kind of hanging out for a little bit while I was trying to figure out the rest of that. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Kind of tedious, but that'll be the end of this video. Cam chest, I'm probably going to keep working on this later today, but end of this video, oil pump install. Hopefully I did that right. If I did something wrong, please let me know before I get all of this done and back into the frame. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all those fun things. Trying to hit that 800 mark. So catch you guys soon.